Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a full face first impressions. I will say a couple of the products are not first impressions just because I didn't have anything new, but most of the products are new to me, and a lot of the things that you see on my face right now are actually from one single palette, and that's what I'm most excited to share with y'all because I recently found it, fell in love with it, and I think you guys will too. And it is the brand Deck of Scarlett, and I just think that the concept of them is so cool. So they are a subscription service, so you get a new palette like this every 2 months. And first of all, I just want to say this packaging is stunning, and I will take this out of the sleeve and kind of go through all the shades with you guys, give you guys the names and all that stuff in just a minute, but I just kind of want to sit here and explain what it is. So it's a subscription service. You get a new palette every 2 months, and they aren't like tiny little trial sizes. Like, these are full size palettes. So you get 3 eyeshadows in here, a blush, a highlight. I got 2 lip colors, and then I also got an eyeliner in my box. So you kind of have like a full face in one little travel-friendly palette, which I appreciate. And the thing that I think is just the coolest about this is each one is a collab with a different YouTuber. So they're kind of just helping spread love in the beauty community here on YouTube, which I always think we could use more of. So this one is a palette with Naznani Kavari, and she is stunning. I actually found her because of this palette, and she's absolutely beautiful. So I just think the concept of it is so cool. I was so impressed with all the products in here. As you can tell, like, that highlight is just, it's really good. And I think it's just cool to do things like this because then you get something new. You don't know what's coming, and you get to kind of step out of your comfort zone a little bit and just try new things. And the price on this is just amazing, and they're gonna give you 10% off. I have a link in the description box, but you get this palette every 2 months for like the same price as like one thing at Sephora. So if you'd like to see these products put to use on my face as well as some other really cool first impressions, then just go ahead and keep on watching. So let's talk about the actual box. So this month you actually get a black felt tip liquid liner, and then you get your palette. So when you pull it out of the sleeve, it is the same photo, but it has this really cool artwork on it. I really love this packaging. I think it just looks really sleek and sophisticated. And then once we open it up, then we'll talk about all the colors. So the first shade is So Cute, and it is a pastel pink with a silver kind of shimmer to it. Then the middle shade I love. This is called Taj, and it's kind of like a neutral, just medium brown, perfect for the crease. And then the one that we're going to be actually using on our lids is called Feeling Peachy. It is this gorgeous peachy shade that has like a really beautiful kind of golden shimmer to it. It's not glittery or chunky at all. It just has that beautiful sheen. And then for the face products, the first is the Baby Doll Blush. And usually I don't go for a really pale pink, but this looked beautiful on the cheeks, and it was super pigmented. You'll see that in the tutorial. And the highlight is called Yasmin, and this is a beautiful highlight. It just gives kind of a sheen to the cheeks that looks like one of those glowing from within highlights. It doesn't have any glitter or anything like that, just a beautiful sheen. And then moving on to the lip shades, Majesty is like a nice everyday pink. It's not too pink, it's totally wearable, and it has a lighter formula than the next one. Birthday Suit is a full coverage kind of light brown shade that I love. And now let's start with the tutorial. I already primed my skin with the Stila Radiance Primer, and then for foundation, I am using the Tarte Clay Stick Foundation Stick. I am in the shade Medium Neutral, and I love this. I've used this just not on camera, and it gives such a nice coverage to the skin. It's not super heavy, and it's not drying at all. It just looks like naturally beautiful skin. And then I'm blending all of that in with this L'Oreal sponge. I do really like this one. I actually like the flower one better though. No need to tell you guys what's coming next. It is the Becca Under Eye Brightening Corrector to cancel out my dark circles. So I focus that more towards my nose where my circles are their darkest. And then I will go over that with my Tarte Shape Tape. And I am highlighting the skin and covering up those dark circles with that. I use the shade Light Medium, and I'm just applying that right over the Becca and then down the center of my face. So hitting the bridge of the nose, the chin, and then the center of the forehead.
To set that concealer, I'm using the Too Faced Born This Way Loose Powder. I really like this one, especially because it has just a little bit of luminosity to it. So I'm just setting underneath my eyes and then along my smile lines. So I just kind of bring it down into those smile lines because that's where my foundation tends to break up the most. And then to bronze, I am using the Laura Mercier Matte Radiance Bronzer. I adore this bronzer. It just gives you the most beautiful bronze to your skin without looking like you're wearing bronzer. Moving on to the eyes, I'm just taking some Tarte Shape Tape and applying that all over the lid. This is my favorite way to prime my eyes, so I will just apply this and then set it with a little bit of that translucent setting powder. Then it's time to jump into this beautiful palette. So I'm taking the shade Taj first, and this is super pigmented. I did not expect it to be that pigmented, and I use a very light hand whenever I'm applying shadows, so it's really, really pigmented. And I am just taking that on a big fluffy brush and applying that into the crease. Like I said, this is like a light neutral medium brown. This is perfect for the crease. And this isn't new, but I just wanted to add a little bit more dimension. So I'm taking this orange shade from this Smashbox Cover Shop palette, and I'm just applying this right over kind of where we applied Taj before, but keeping it just a little bit lower and closer to the lid. I really wanted to elongate my eyes and kind of make this a little bit more smoky. So I'm taking that same palette and I just picked up that espresso shade on this tiny little brush. And this is actually the protector for the Deck of Scarlett palette. I just use that to make a nice, clean, sharp line on the outer corner. And then I'm just darkening up that area and bringing a little bit of that into the crease as well. For the lid, I'm taking Feeling Peachy and applying that all over. This shade is so beautiful. I love shades like this. You guys know that. And I think this would be beautiful in a look like this that's just a little bit more dramatic, or just kind of washed all over the lid with mascara and super glowy skin. It would be perfect for the end of summertime as well. So I'm just packing that all over the lid, and I'm really trying to bring that up and make my lid space just look a little bit bigger. And then I'm going to take out that liquid liner from the palette as well and just give myself a nice little wing. Nothing too dramatic. And I'm pretty impressed that I got this on camera. Y'all know I was always a brush kind of lover when I came to liquid eyeliner, but in my past couple tutorials and using this one, I think I'm back on the felt tip train. That's what I started out with, and they're just so easy to use, and I love this one. It has a nice tiny tip, so it makes making a nice sharp line really easy. And then I'm going to go in and add some mascara. This is the new Dior Pump Mascara, and then I'm going to add some Lilly Lashes, and these ones are really beautiful. They really kind of go out on the ends. They flare a ton, so if you're looking for something that's going to make your eyes really cat eye, then these are the lash you want to pick up. Now I am just lining my waterline. I already did my upper waterline, and then I'm lining my lower waterline. This one is one of the Smashbox gel liners. And then I am just taking Taj and lightly running that all the way across my lower lash line. You don't have to do that part, but I feel like my eyes look weird if I don't. And then I'm taking a little bit of that Feeling Peachy and adding that right to the inner third of the eye. I feel like it just kind of brings everything together, and it's a fun little pop on the lower lash line. So now I'm picking up the shade Baby Doll and applying that, and this is what I mean about kind of using this as a way to get out of your comfort zone. I usually would never pick up like a really pink blush, but it looked beautiful on the cheeks. I really like this blush. And then I'm using the Pure Contour Diaries. I've really been enjoying this lately, and I'm really just keeping it towards the very back of my contour. I didn't want to bring it down too far, and then I always just add a little bit on the sides of my chin. And then this was my favorite part of this whole palette, the highlighter. I would honestly buy this palette just for this highlight. It is so stunning on the skin. It's very, very glowy, but it doesn't look like a bunch of product. It looks like your skin is just naturally super glowy and healthy. So I applied that to the tops of my cheekbones, my nose, and then my chin. And then I'm also taking just a little bit on this teeny tiny brush and adding that into the inner corners of the eyes. And then it's time for the lips, and I'm using this lip liner from Makeup Forever, and it is the number 12. It's really close to the actual lipstick, and I'm just lining my lips with this. I'm not doing anything too crazy. And then I'm going to be using Birthday Suit, and Birthday Suit is the one that is a full coverage lipstick, and this is another one that's kind of more out of my comfort zone because usually I think browns look beautiful on everyone else and not really on myself. But I really enjoyed this shade, especially with this color that we have on our lids. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And also, don't forget to snag up your own deck of Scarlett down in the description box with a coupon code. So thank you guys for watching. Thank you, Deck of Scarlett, for partnering with me on this video. And I will see you guys in my next one. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye!